No rancher wants to sell out to the billionaire who wants to be a dude. They sell out because they're tired.
People thinks that a cowboy just rides on his horse and takes care of his cattle and enjoys life, but you have to do all this hard work to make everything work.
You know, we're growing old too fast. So all this to me is with great humility. I mean, you gotta understand, the cowboys that preceded me generationally, in large part, you know, I would have to stand on your shoulders just to kiss their ass.
The past history of ranching and the cowboys, Western way of life, I think it's the greatest thing in the world.
I got citizens a couple years ago, and now I'm working to bring them over here for to be a resident. They don't have no visa yet, be a resident. I hope I get him. Looks like I'm going to get him, I hope, this winter.
We've always worked cattle, horseback. Our hobby and our lifestyle is awful similar. We don't boat. We don't have a lot of toys. We just got a ranch and our livestock, you know.
When I was young, I was very shy. I was a social misfit, you know. I've never been to a high school prom, you know, but my horses always listened to me.
I learned to ride and a donkey and a burro. I love the burros.
You're the doctor, you know, you're the nurse, you know, and sometimes you're the undertaker. Sometimes, you know, when mamas have trouble, you know, do everything you can to save these lives, and, you know, you get to know these cows personally almost. It's just, it's an amazing feeling. Every year, I have tons of brand new life, brand new baby calves. There's such self-satisfaction in the creating of things that you get to do when you're a rancher.
On our government ground where we run on, you know, you have to take good care of it or they don't let you go out there. So we've became good stewards of the land. The animals, that's your paycheck in the fall, you know, so you have to take good care of it.
Yeah, I'm 83 years old and I still ride my horse, and I still change the water, and I still do all I can to help around here, but I don't work nothing like I used to. I pretty well lost my eyesight. When I was young, I came up with a genetical retinal eye disease, and through the years, it's got worse and worse.
Nobody truly understands the level of commitment and the risk that's involved in the livestock industry.
So we went in debt a lot right off the start. And man, that first year, you know, I had to cull out a lot of cows. The uterus come out and bad eyes and big tits. We just had a hell of a time making it on this ranch.
Most people don't understand how absolute things are in the ranching industry. You sleep in an extra hour, things die, and they're dead forever. Everything you do has such severe consequences. You know, the decisions that you make on any given day, you live with for, you know, years to come. Good or bad, you live with them.
Well, I don't know, seems like it's getting harder and harder all the time to make a living on a ranch, just because everything you buy has went up 10 times in price, and the stuff you're selling, like cattle and stuff, they ain't went up like that. We're losing agriculture, land and agriculture every year. And rich people are coming in, buying the ranches just for their entertainment and stuff.
But most all of the ranchers that are more prosperous, you might say, their spouse has got a job in town, you know, subsidizing the operation. But that's the way it's been forever. You're never going to get a big fat paycheck. It's just surviving alone.
Because there's no health insurance for ranchers. You know, my health insurance is you get up early and don't sit down too long because you might end up stuck there. You know, you must move on.
And there's fewer ranchers all the time that are family ranchers, relying on their production off of that ranch to pay their bills. The majority of the ranches now are owned by money from somewhere. This job don't pay very good, and you can make a lot more money down the street. And if you just can't live within your means in this business, and I mean for years and years and years, it don't take you long to figure out that I really can't make a living doing it, and financially is kind of the one that weeds most of them out.
Your children don't want to become ranchers because they get tired of watching their parents work their fingers to the bone for little or no money. And it's hard for them to watch.
We have a grandson, Rowan Tracy, that's smarter than hell. All through college, he's got damn near straight A's. When he gets out of college, he's gonna be an engineer, and he's gonna make lots of money, ain't he? So would he be smart to try to stay in agriculture? Hell no. It's real disappointing right now to try to hire the younger generation. They seem to not, they haven't had the background to learn how to change sprinkler pipes or flood irrigate. Don't want to work for the salary that you're able to pay them. And it's really changed a lot.
Calving is really hard for us. It's all day, every day, and all night, and it's stuff that you can't drop the ball on. You know, your hay can lay in the field all night. It'll be fine, but those calves, you know, you got to take really good care of them. You know, on Christmas morning, your cows, they still need fed. They still have to have water, and they, you know, they don't know it's Christmas or not.
But I just don't like it December and January. Too cold. That's the only 2 months I don't like it. The first year I live in here, I really work hard to keep my calves alive. And I have an old pickup. I had to throw the calf inside in the pickup and start the pickup and crack my window a little bit open and sleep in there 2 or 3 hours. Then the calf can warm up, then I can go put them in the cow. 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Even though they wrote a lot of glorious books about ranchers, and we get to do things that only a few people on this earth ever do, there's some things that are pretty raggedy ass too. I've been around long enough to where I've buried several amazing, amazing horses. I don't call a veterinarian to put them down. You know, in some cases, I was the first one they saw when they were born, and I rode them and loved them and cared for them, and they're gonna be the last thing that they see before they get to move on to greener pastures. And it is with unbelievable anguish that you take the life of something you love, tears running down your face, and emotions that you just have no idea what are. You take your very favorite pets in life and you put them to death. And you do it. You don't call nobody else. You do it yourself.
You know, the days just get long and you start early and sometimes you quit late, and there's just not a lot of glamour to it, you know. It's nothing like TV. The production of a ranch now will much more than pay the interest on the property. So every time one comes up for sale, it's sold to big money hands of some kind, you know. So consequently, the rancher, he's becoming extinct.
You know, you could see the absolute death of ranches in the next 5 years in this country.
Ranch work and being out in the open and working with cattle and horses it gets in your blood. You don't seem to make the kind of money that you need or should make, but you do it because you love it and you enjoy it.
I think that's quite a bit of it. You just got your freedom, you might say, to do as you please, yet you're very tied down to the ranch itself.
I like this kind of life over here. I don't like it to live in town. I hate town. I hate town. I don't like the town. I love cows and horses. I'll probably die with them.
I have a daughter who may well follow in my footsteps. I don't know. I would love to see it. You know, nothing would make my life more fulfilling than that.
We enjoy what we do. We enjoy being cowboys and ranching, and we enjoy each other. That's right, Louie, it's home.
I've loved living on this ranch because of the climate and just the way of life. And I feel like I've probably had one of the best lives of anybody that ever lived. And I just love what I've did all my life. It's been a lot of hard work and kind of frustrating with maybe the money end of it and stuff, but to me it's been worth it. I'm not a very good talker, but I tried to answer your questions, and I believe in what I told you and all that, so.
You know, my son, sadly, who's not with us anymore, was killed 1.5 years ago. And all my life, I told people, the view of the Grand Canyon is best with your toes hanging over the edge. Because it's the truth. And that's how my son lived. And I've often questioned myself about that and had other people question me if I really thought that way, even after my son's death. And the answer is yes. I still feel that way. You have to have bigger goals in life than getting to death safely. I don't care who you are. If your goal in life is to be bubble wrapped, you don't have much of a life. So I don't know. I wouldn't trade my life for anything. You never know when you're coming home and when you're not. And it doesn't really matter. You know, if you're gonna die, that's the greatest way to go. Love of freedom is in many ways why they do what they do. It's why I do what I do. It's the greatest life if you don't weaken.
as I was out walking the streets of Laredo, as I was out walking Laredo one day. Well, I spied a young cowboy all wrapped in white linen, wrapped in white linen and cold as the clay.
You have to sing a cowboy song?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, I'm listening.
No, you bet.
I don't sing any cowboy songs. I know the first two words of Amazing Grace. That's about it, boss.
Come sit down beside me and hear my sad story. Got shot in the breast and I'm dying today. It was once in the saddle I used to go dashing. It was once in the saddle.
Angus, Angus, Angus. That's the best.
Slowly and played the fife lowly and bitterly wept as we bore him along. For we all loved our comrade, so brave, young and handsome. We all loved the cowboy, although he'd done wrong.